What's going on, everyone? Dave from Fan Futsal here. Going to do a rapid match recap for the Toronto versus Columbus match, November 29th, second leg of the Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto won 1-0, just ended. So I'm going to give my thoughts on the match. Got my notebook here with my fancy notes, and going to give you my thoughts. And let us know if you agree, disagree, or whatnot in the comment section below. So before the match, obviously, Josie and Giovinco coming back for Toronto, I thought that was a big deal considering that they weren't there in the first leg, and I was curious to see their impact on Toronto being back in the lineup. Toronto, it seemed like they were back more into their 5-3-2 sort of formation that they'd played most of the year, so I thought that they were comfortable in that. Columbus, it was listed as a 4-2-3-1 in some of the sites that I saw, but really their formation was a 3-4-2-1, which was very aggressive, and I thought they dominated most of the first half, which I'll get to next, but I'm just giving my pre-match thoughts, and I thought that they were going for that away goal, really going after it and trying to get that goal to put the pressure on Toronto. Also, Abu in for Artur. I didn't know what impact that was going to have. Ultimately, it didn't really amount to much. I thought Abu played pretty well, but Artur definitely played well in the first leg and throughout Columbus's playoff run. So he may have been missed, but I thought Abu stood in pretty well. First half, first off, Vanny, no coat. Props to him. It looked pretty cold there, and to not have a coat, yeah, he had a sport coat, but nothing really more than that. Props to him because it looked freezing cold. Columbus, very aggressive throughout the first half. Specifically in the first 2 minutes, they were just all over Toronto, possession, attacking, and all of that. And then they fell back into a shell, but really controlled all of the first half. So I thought they did a really good job there. Miram was tucked very much more inside than he has been, or at least my perception of him. I didn't watch a ton of Columbus this year, but I always envisioned him as more of a winger, and he was definitely more tucked in. Him and Higuain were sitting right underneath Kamara, who was the center striker. And so just noticed that he was playing there. Bradley was dropping deep. So this happened early on and really only in the first half. And it only happened a handful of times, but Bradley would be dropping deep into the five-man back line or really in between the three center backs. It just created a weird sort of formational disadvantage really for Toronto. He was getting impatient and really dropping deep to collect the ball, and there was nobody in the midfield for Toronto when he was doing that, and I thought that wasn't really effective for Toronto. Silly foul from Trapp early on, and he gave away that free kick to Giovinco. Ultimately wasn't punished, but luckily they limited those chances for Toronto Columbus, but I thought that was really, really dangerous of him to concede that and really unnecessary. He was going away from goal. Dive from Osorio in the 14th minute. I don't think there's any doubt there. Josie and Giovinco, especially in the first half, both were remaining really, really high and were isolated. And then right around the 15th minute, you could see Josie really start to get frustrated and drop deeper and get more involved. But Columbus did a really good job of keeping them sort of isolated and always having at least one and a half center backs covering the two of them with the three center backs. 20th minute, Columbus had that fantastic break. Miram has to hit that first time with his right foot. Kamara and Higuain did incredibly well to work that and get into position. As soon as Miram took that touch, I knew it was over. And Bradley did a great job recovering, but even still, Miram has to hit that first time with the right foot. Hackagio, I thought in the first half, Columbus's strategy was pretty clearly to hack Giovinco whenever he got the ball, especially more away from goal, and they were successful at doing that. Didn't get any yellow cards, so that was successful for them. And really, throughout the half, Columbus just had so many numbers in the middle of the pitch and were just allowing Toronto to get out wide. And Toronto really wasn't exploiting it too well. And Columbus just, again, like I already said, really controlled the middle of the field and really throughout the first half. I thought the penalty call was the right call. Stefan is an absolute beast. I personally am a Union fan and am so upset the Union let him go, but he is incredible. And yet another penalty save. The kid's amazing. TFC was incredibly slow in their build-up play throughout the first half, and I thought that was played right into Columbus's hands, and they were incredibly ineffective at moving the ball and really attacking in the first half. They made adjustments though, and were more successful in the second half. But meanwhile, Columbus, when they were in possession, they were finding all kinds of space. They didn't have the ball as much as Toronto, but when they did, Toronto was ceding a lot of space to them and allowing them to get into pockets. And I thought that that was really concerning for Toronto. Ultimately, wasn't punished, and Columbus couldn't take advantage, but that was something interesting to see. Columbus better throughout the first half. Toronto definitely did end the first half the better squad. They had a couple chances in the last 5 minutes. That momentum sort of carried over into the second, and Toronto was very much the more dominant side in the second half. Second half, Toronto shifted to the 4-4-2 sort of diamond formation. Delgado came on for Zavaleta, and they switched to that formation, and I thought that was really, really effective for them. When Josie got hurt, there was that awkward injury. I kept writing, they need to take him out. I couldn't have been more wrong because he was fantastic on that goal. Yes, he was playing at maybe 75%, likely less, but Vandy made the right call leaving him on, and he ultimately made the difference. So that goal was incredible, and I'll get to that in a sec. TFC just looks so much more comfortable in that 4-4-2, 4-1, 2-1-2, however you want to exactly classify it, the 4-4-2 diamond formation. They just look so much more compact defensively. They looked better and more balanced offensively, and I thought that was a really, really good, smart switch from Vanny, who's proven to be a fantastic tactical coach. So props to him. What play from Gio and help? On the goal. So Gio did fantastic. He's a little guy, and to hold off Mensah, who's a big dude, and really work the space to open up the opportunity for Toronto's goal, I thought he did fantastic there. Obviously had an incredible back heel. That was fantastic. And then the interchange between Josie and Vasquez was incredible. That's why you pay the big bucks. Those are some of Toronto's best. They're the three best attackers. They pay them the money, and that's what you get for the result. So fantastic goal from them. Josie came off and Cooper came on. I was confused at what kind of formation that they were going to switch to with that. And ultimately they went with a 4-1-4-1, which is what they played in the first leg. And I thought that they continued to be really, really effective in that formation. Mane came on for Abubakar then for Columbus, and Santos moved to left back, which I haven't seen him play much left back. He's more of a winger from my perspective and from what I've seen. Thought he did admirably there, but it was really weird kind of what happened when Mane came on, because I think Mane is more effective playing as a winger and getting out wide and getting isolated, but he was very tucked in. And with Higuain and Miram already being tucked in and Kamara playing centrally as a center striker, I just thought overall it was a weird sort of tactical decision from Berhalter to make that switch. I would have expected at least Mane to get out wide, if not Miram as well, and really just try to open up more space, because there was just too many numbers centrally, and Columbus wasn't exploiting that. Then John came on for Abu, and Columbus switched to basically a 4-1-3-2 or 4-2-4 formation. Really just had to go through it all. Miram, again, in the 80th minute, had a pretty poor miss. I don't want to be harsh on him because he had a really great cross, but I thought he had a poor game overall. And really over the two legs, I was kind of unimpressed with him. Don't want to be harsh on him, but he's going to be kicking himself for those two misses, especially in this second leg. Hagelin came on, and I was concerned that Toronto was going back to the formation, the 5-3-2 formation or 5-4-1 formation, however you want to classify it, because they were so effective with the 4-4-2 variations that they've been playing. So I was concerned about that. Ultimately didn't prove to be a concern. And then Jimenez came on. Santos, I think Landon said he was surprised that Santos came off during the commentary. Santos just looked gassed at the end, and I don't know how effective he was going to be the last 5 to 10 minutes, so I was okay with that sub. I thought Trappa and Bradley each respectively played very, very well. Being central midfielders, I thought they controlled play. They got back defensively. Both made incredible plays defensively. Both kept the ball moving. I thought they both had really good games. And I just want to say, I feel for the city of Columbus, everything that they have going on. I mean, deep down in my heart of hearts, I was kind of pulling for them. Save the crew, hashtag save the crew. If you don't know about it, definitely go check that out. Sign the petition and all that. But, TFC is the more talented squad. They have more depth, have more talent, and ultimately probably a fair result at the end of the day. But, still, anybody who doesn't know should go check out the Save the Crew movement. So that was my rapid match recap for the match. Finished 1-0 to Toronto. Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto has booked their place in the MLS Cup. I will do another one tomorrow for the Seattle-Houston match. Thank you all for watching. Again, let me know your thoughts. If you agree, disagree with the analysis, any other comments or anything, let me know in the comment section. I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.